when you go into business with friends, you're going to go into a whole nother level, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to get to a point where you have to be so honest with the other person or you will not grow.
Anyways, welcome back
we're
to
on.
the Realist Podcast. We're going to say episode 21. We're going to say that. We're going to say episode 21.
All right,
I didn't know when your guys' podcast with me on it was going to come out. But it's coming out in December. So
December, yeah.
keep a lookout for that, Nation. But welcome back to episode 21 of the Realist Podcast. Banner
Amazing.
right here. We got the boroughs of... This is not
Brooklyn.
Borough.
Oh, it is.
Is it
just
of New
Brooklyn.
York? It's
Yeah.
just Brooklyn. Okay,
It's Brooklyn,
gotcha. I
yeah.
saw a whole bunch. There's Jamaica Bay, so that's where I was confused.
Yeah.
But welcome back, Nation. I hope you guys are having a great day. Yeah. Any audio listeners out there, love to hear you.
Yeah.
I know you. These guys, I'm going to introduce them here in a second. These guys are big audio listeners. They got international stardom, goodness sake. But yeah, welcome back again. We're here on set at the JUVY Podcast with Knight Norona
What's good, everyone?
and Josh Altamura.
What's good?
Did I pronounce both your names right?
You killed it.
Narona, yes, you got that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
you got
mess
it
it.
right, you got
It's
it
my
right.
best
yes,
friend.
Yeah,
yes,
you got
I'm
it
glad.
right.
Okay,
you still don't even know how to pronounce my name.
Shut up.
And these guys are best friends.
Yeah.
They live here in Northern California. I flew down here for my Spartan race, which I mentioned last episode that I was here for, and we have an episode coming out next Sunday as well with another person, another guest. So we're finally getting guests back in for the podcast, which is good. But we're here with JUVY Podcast.
Sure are.
In their set. So this is cool. This is like our first
It's like mid-renovation. So
takeover set.
you're seeing you're seeing the Realist set on the Realist Podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. Made for you, Jared.
It is
It's
the
real.
Realist Podcast out here. Regardless, again, we don't have the banner out here, but we have Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We got Knight. We got Josh.
We got Juvie.
We got Will
Juvie.
Smith and Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. That's Will. That's Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay. And we got Kanye or Ye,
The GOAT.
the GOAT.
Easy.
Think he's the GOAT?
Yes. Greatest of all time, hands down.
Knight is the biggest Kanye fan.
Argue with me in the comments.
Jack Weidman was
I don't care. I'm just kidding. I'm just
he
playing.
was
I'm just
episode
playing.
9 of the Early Rose Podcast.
Does he like-
He's
does he
a
like
big
Kanye?
fan, yeah.
Test it.
Again, he refers to him as the greatest artist of all time.
Hands down.
Not rapper,
No, artist.
but artist.
Yes.
Because he's more than just a rapper.
100%.
He's a connoisseur of fashion, which you obviously like, right?
I try my
Big
best. I
fashion
try
guy.
my best.
You took off your vest.
I did. It got too hot.
It did get too hot.
Because our
I
studio.
should change my shirt.
No, you got to do the subscribe button.
I
Man.
know. The red shirt.
Yeah.
See
You
that
draw-
red subscribe button?
Yeah.
Right, Josh? You see the
I
red
see the
subscribe
red
button?
one. It's right there.
What color should it change to?
The color of those sweats.
Color of my sweats. Color of my sweats. Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty hot in here.
It gets hot.
Yeah, we have to turn the AC on, and there's only one unit, and if it's on, it's allowed. So
Yeah, so we have to turn it off.
yeah, we have to turn it
I'll
on.
be the AC.
Perfect, Jared. There
I'll
we
be the
go.
AC.
We're staying cool out here.
But yeah, we're staying cool just like you're staying icy.
No, don't promote the
you
brand.
have
I told you they have to pay us for that.
I know. No brand sponsorships, goodness sakes.
Yeah.
But I want to get into interviewing these guys. Man, not really
Let us
interviewing,
do it.
but just like get into a full, honest conversation. The story
Yeah.
of Juvie. Well, not the story in Juvie, but the story about Juvie.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to separate those two storylines.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is the first podcast we've ever been on,
Yep.
and also the first time we've ever been interviewed. So
Yeah, this is the first
Exciting.
time we've like fully told our story. We've turned down everyone, Jared, so you better feel special.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And to all your listeners, you guys are getting something real.
yeah.
Yes, you're getting the full in-depth story of Juvie.
Yeah.
Again, not in Juvie.
I
because-
just love how much Jared moves while he's
Yeah.
doing it. I've never. He's all.
We're always like so staged.
You guys are like, me and Josh are like, yeah, so we did that.
Yeah.
Jared's like, what's up, guys?
Seeing you guys on your podcast, I was just like chilling. Like
I
this.
love it. I love
Like
it. It's
this.
real,
I was
Jared.
it is the Realest Podcast,
Yeah.
and we're about to
Yeah.
get into the story of Juvie. So,
We are.
Knight, you're 15.
15
years old. When I first met you
over FaceTime.
over FaceTime, first communicated,
Yeah.
through like digital FaceTime.
Yeah, let's not mention that you got stuck in the DMs. Let's skip over that.
We'll talk about that like probably further down the line, and how. Well, I guess we could also talk about that sooner. But regardless, you're 15 years old.
Yep, 15.
When I met you, I thought you were at least like somewhat my age, like 18, 19.
Yeah. I mean, do I look like that, or is it how I act?
How you act.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think I
Yeah,
look
you don't
that
look,
old.
You don't
no.
look over.
Yeah, I think I
16.
look my age. Like, I feel like I look
Yeah,
15,
yeah.
16, but
Well, and Josh, you're 17.
Yeah.
All the way from the UK, actually. So if you're
True.
hearing a different accent, that's why.
Yep.
is this the first international guest?
It is.
Yes.
Josh, give a round of applause. By the way, give a round of applause to Juvie. I didn't like formally
Thank you.
introduce them. We always clap every guest, and hopefully you guys were clapping at home too.
I bet they were.
I hope they were. I
Yeah.
really have no idea if they are. So I'm hoping they're like, yes,
They were.
Juvie,
We
night
should-
Josh.
We should try something.
Okay.
What should you try?
What are we trying?
So our biggest fan is Rhea.
Yes.
Rhea,
Oh, we're testing her right now.
Oh.
if you are our biggest fan,
Are
leave
you?
a comment on this video.
We will know your username.
Yeah.
Dude, this is about a tester. Now, she has watched every episode because we do a keyword at the end. So we
Gotcha.
know if they watched it.
Yep.
Every episode. She was our first ever supporter.
Wow.
She was
And-
our first ever comment on an Instagram post.
Wow.
And on TikTok.
Yeah.
She is.
Dude,
Yeah.
OG.
Episode 100 on your guys' podcast. She's got to get on.
That would be
Dude, that'd be
sick.
sick.
Episode
Yeah.
100.
Rhea,
Yeah.
if you're our biggest fan,
Josh,
and you
you're
will,
right.
if
I
you
love
if you
it, though.
looked in the bio of our episode when we interviewed Jared,
You would
then
know.
you would know.
Let's get into it.
Wow, dude, that's insane. So, now you're big into fashion, right?
I would say somewhat.
Again?
I think
Yeah.
it's just something I enjoy recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what really brings you towards fashion? Like, what got you into that?
I wouldn't say. I don't know. I think. I mean, I've always cared about my appearance, but I
Sure.
don't think like obviously like anyone does. I think it's important. But I mean, honestly, growing up, I did not have great fashion sense. You know, I grew up playing sports,
Yeah.
and so it was like. You know, it's like Nike shorts, like
Yeah.
the biggest brand. You know, like
Yeah.
Just
Nike
like some
swoosh.
WWE.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
like,
It was like
Yeah.
just do it. Like that was my.
All
You know,
we wore was jerseys and
oh
shorts.
yeah, and like I try to find the brightest shorts, the brightest shoes.
Yep.
I think unconsciously I was trying to stand out. You
yeah,
know, like,
nothing really matched. It was just like
oh,
neon
no,
lights
no.
everywhere.
But I think that's the cool thing about being a kid. It's like you
Yeah.
have no conscious of social
Yeah.
awareness. But honestly, up until I feel like I never put time into clothes until I found actually like I liked it, and so I think what kind of got me into I started thrifting. I was like, this is
Oh,
interesting.
Gotcha. Yeah, experimented.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think the first time I maybe went thrifting was with Josh. I don't know, it was local.
Okay,
And if
yeah.
you guys, the Nationers, I said that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
We're in a small city here, so thrifting
Yeah.
isn't fantastic.
Sure.
But I think I would like start to find pieces, and I started piecing stuff together, and I don't know. I
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
Josh is he.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, Josh, you're a cook, you're a chef, a personal
Yeah.
chef for that regard.
Yeah.
So you obviously, I mean, you got to look good in some regard, right?
Wait, hold on. Before Josh talks, when Josh started getting into fashion, I started getting into fashion.
Yeah.
Okay, so he
I-
yeah,
had
I
a semi
kinda-
catalyst in that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't,
'cause,
like-
I mean, I'm older than 9.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
older.
So
yeah.
it was at
yeah.
the point where I was in high school before he was, so I started realizing,
I
everyone's
should
kind of
probably-
dressing better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, as I was dressing better,
Well, it's not like
that's
we
when-
dress alike. It's just
Yeah.
like when he started to like have awareness, like, oh, this goes with this color, and I like to wear stuff that like people don't think matches. I think like
No,
I
yeah,
still like to
100%.
stand out with my clothes, right?
Yeah.
But I think when Josh started getting like a knowledge of fashion, I was like, oh, okay, this is
Okay,
interesting,
gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, so in that regard, I mean, like, you obviously are a little bit older. You've
Yeah.
been, I would even say, in higher status in a way,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you've been cooking for some time. How long have you been cooking for?
I'd say 8 or 9 is when I started taking it like seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, were you cooking before that? Like, by just like, just a little bit here and there?
I've always been interested in it because my whole family's Italian.
Oh, okay.
On my dad's side, everyone's Italian, so I learned a lot being in that culture. Just like seeing people cook,
Being
I've
around
always
food.
been interested.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, Italians are big cookers. They're
Oh
big.
yeah, yeah.
And so, kind of being in that field, I'm going to kind of jump into a little bit of a story about you.
Okay.
Because you shared it on your guys' podcast, your first ever podcast. I
Yeah.
listened to it on my way here. You were on Chopped
Yeah.
Junior.
Chop Junior.
Now, was that when you got here to the U.S.?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 12. I moved to the
Wow.
US when I was 8,
Okay.
and then a few years later competed on Chop when I was 12.
How do you get on that?
Dude, it's extensive.
Okay.
It's super
'Cause
expensive.
like TV production is like high level.
Oh, yeah, it's no joke.
Especially through
there's a
Food
threshold.
Network, like the biggest food like channel
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, by far.
I'll just tell the whole story in brief.
Yeah, no,
so,
for sure.
I used to love Chop Junior. I found it one day on YouTube, and I just fell in love with it. So I started watching every free clip I could find on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. I was like, I could do this. Doesn't look too hard. I looked up online Chop Junior applications,
Okay.
and funnily enough, they were casting for the next season in like the next 2 weeks.
Oh,
So if
like,
I didn't
yeah.
find it at that time, I would never have done
Yeah.
it. So I went to my parents' room and said, "Hey, can I do this?" So we spent a couple hours working on my. Of course, they were super supportive from the get-go.
Resume,
So-
do you have to like build like a resume for like
Pretty
things-
much, it's like a
Do you
few
have to
pages
show
of
videos
paperwork.
of like things that you've cooked?
You only have to do that if they select you for a callback.
Gotcha. So there's phases to it.
Tons of phases. So I'll just say this: it took the whole process from signing up and getting to record was 6 months.
Wow.
I still remember the moment Josh told me he applied.
Yeah, because you guys have known each other for some time.
Yeah. We met each other the second day I lived in Reading.
We can get into that story, but first get to know us. But
no, for sure.
I remember we grew up playing sports together, soccer together. I remember we were sitting on the field. I think we were at your sister's practice. Yeah. And Josh was like, he was excited about something, and he was just like, but I was young. I wasn't like, what are you excited about? I was just like, okay. Yeah. And he's like, dude, like I applied for this, this show, and me, I wasn't into, cooking or anything. So I was
what
like,
does that mean to you?
But I knew, like both of our parents are actors, so I know what the entertainment business is. And so he's like, I applied for this TV show, and I was like, yo, dude, that's great. Like, obviously, a supportive friend, but like, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. And then you continue with the story.
So then, after you fill out all the paperwork, it's like pages of stuff explaining who you are in the most extensive detail. Wow. Then after like a week or so, we got a callback notice, which is like they want to hear more about me.
Oh, okay.
So then from there, I had like a bunch of FaceTimes with producers. I had to cook my signature dish on FaceTime or on a Skype call with the producers watching. And then like present it to them, and then they interviewed me. It was crazy because I'd never done anything like that, even in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just for fun, for friends, I mean, maybe a competition here too if you were doing it at the time, but like something like you're like here, and then you fill out an application, a week later you're here.
Yeah.
Because
the only previous experience I'd had with like cooking for people was I would do pop-up restaurants for like my parents' friends.
Sure.
Yeah, but then that whole situation just changed everything. And then me and my dad we had to put together a 15-minute documentary of my life. So he like came to school with me and filmed me in some of my classes, and then at like soccer practice.
Like, hey, this kid.
Well, like, okay, think about it.
My son.
Yeah.
I need to film him for the day if that's okay.
Like, I mean, if they were to pick a personality, young Josh was definitely a personality you'd want on a show. Like, I mean, he's like mature, still has
you don't want like the bratty kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I mean, he's foreign, he's got an accent, that immediately catches your attention.
It did,
And I mean, you had you've matured, you still have some of the same characteristics, but I would pick you for a show. Like,
I had a unique personality when I was younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made the video, sent it off, and then it was actually, as a time of recording right now, it's like the week before Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
We found out the day of Thanksgiving break, I got out of school, that my dad gave me a call. He was like, hey, do you want to go to New York in 2 weeks?
Really?
So I was like,
what? And that was for the shoot?
Yeah. So we filmed December 6th, 2016.
Wow. And in June, you were like, hey, shopped junior application. 6 months later, December 6th.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Crazy.
And you go to New York a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot. So I lived there for a few months.
Yeah, you lived there for a good time.
Well, do we want to finish on his story, then get into my story?
Yeah, I mean,
he won the show. It was cool.
Done. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know you won the show.
I did.
How many racks, Josh? How many racks?
It was a $10,000 prize.
Okay, that's not bad. I mean, at the time,
pretty sick.
Yeah.
Dude, for a 12-year-old, I was like, dude,
so many Legos and cars.
Yeah, I will. This is one of the most embarrassing things I have about myself.
Okay.
So I had no idea. When you're like a young kid, you have no idea what money really is, like how rich people actually are.
Yeah.
I won the prize, and I asked my dad, I was like, do you think I'm like the richest kid in America? Just because I was like, I mean, my friends have maybe like $20. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Like,
well, you were definitely the richest out of your friends. Like.
Yeah, but like I had no idea what money really was.
I kind of love that.
Christmas was good that year.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get the money until May of next year.
Oh, dude,
it took because it didn't release until March, and then I didn't get the money until May or April. It took a long time to get it through, but yeah.
Man, just waiting for the next 5 months of your life.
Dude,
I remember. I mean, you signed an NDA, right?
Yeah, you have to sign an NDA.
But I mean, I'm his best friend, so as soon as he won the show, I think your mom called my mom.
I was like, Mom, FaceTime Lisa right now.
Yeah, and so, because our parents are good friends, it all stems from them. And then we're all in the kitchen, and like obviously, I knew he was doing the show. I didn't have a phone at that point. Did you have a phone?
I had
like an
iPod or something.
Okay.
And so, like the whole day, I'm like, okay, like Josh, he's gonna get this, but like obviously, like there's a thing in the back of my mind, it's like, dang, he's like competing against these real people. And all of a sudden, we're in the kitchen and we're talking about Josh on the show, and my mom gets a phone call from Claire, and I'm like, little me's like, okay, well, he either got it or he lost, and they're just telling us. And all of a sudden, my mom, so she wasn't on speakerphone. So it's just to the phone, and my mom reacts to stuff and then won't tell you what she's reacting to.
Yeah.
Just there's things she does, and so all of a sudden I think you were probably telling her.
I was,
and then
yeah.
my mom's like, no, and I'm like, oh, dude, he lost the show. He lost the show. Like she was not reacting like exciting as shock.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I think she's like, all right, you guys, you got to repeat that and put it on speakerphone. And she was not, but she didn't seem very excited. What am I doing?
There's a hair on the mic.
Oh, and all of a sudden, you're like, dude, I just won $10,000, and I was like, no, and like obviously I freaked out. I was like, that's so sick. But then I couldn't tell anyone for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And so little me, I'm like, I got to tell all my friends. My friend just won this show.
Yeah.
I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
But
Because they were like, if you tell people and the information gets out before it's released, you can be fined up to $750,000. I was like, you can't.
750.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you cannot tell me that as a 12-year-old to not tell my friends.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the first thing I did, we walked out of the studio, out of the secret. It's a secret Food Network HQ in Chelsea, like
Chelsea
Market
It's a borough.
in New York.
Oh, God,
actually, I don't know if it's a borough. It's a place in New York.
Is it on here?
Dude, that's
don't know.
just showing the lower side.
Yeah,
It's Brooklyn area. It's gonna be up there.
We walked out of the secret facility, and I was like, immediately, the first thing I did was call the Noronians.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's weird.
That just shows the relationship you guys have.
Yeah.
And you guys have, again, known each other for like more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, around
Yeah.
10 years.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
It's really young.
I can
this
tell.
is our 10th year.
Yeah, I can tell the story. So obviously, Josh. So quick background on me. Grew up in Los Angeles. Lived in New York for a couple times because my parents were in the entertainment industry. So we moved a little bit back to Los Angeles. I moved to Reading. Probably when I was like 6 or something.
Okay.
So like I was young, but I had
Yeah.
I had a social awareness of like what different places looked
Yeah,
like.
you know where you're going.
Moved to Reading. And then a few days after that, we go to a lake because we're surrounded by a bunch of different stuff. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to go with some friends, just meet some people in the area. And I was like, great. I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
Whatever. And we get there, and I see this kid with the curly hair and his sister, curly hair. The first impression, I thought they were brats. I was like, dude, these kids... Okay, because the thing is I grew up, like... Usually kids with English accents, they do it as like the brat. Like, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All that. And so I just kind of connected those dots. And like we did... The honest truth is we did not like each other.
that's
No,
what
we
I've
didn't
heard.
get it. The first day we met each other, we didn't get along.
And I don't think we would have continued to be friends if our parents didn't get along and we just, were forced into it.
And also, me and Zion,
Which is
were
my
like
older brother.
Yeah, we were immediately like best friends.
Because the age was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Because we're the same age. Zion's a little bit older
Zion,
than me.
how old are you?
Yeah,
17.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. It's funny that you guys became friends.
yeah, we
Yeah.
like immediately clicked, and then
Yeah.
we were really close. And then
Yeah.
night we didn't get along until like a few
and I
days
think it's
later.
probably because we both were just different maturity levels. Like I was,
Yeah.
I was 7
Yeah,
or
well,
like
especially like
8.
in like fashion stuff you
Oh
were
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, exactly. And so I think it took a few years, and all of a sudden we like, when you're forced into when you're around someone enough, you
Kind
gotta
of like them and
put it
start a
behind you.
podcast with them and
And so
it works out like that.
8 years later, I mean, during that time, we had a lot of different business ventures together, like any kids. We
Yeah.
did the Trick Shot channel.
Oh,
If that's
yeah.
on the internet, please don't go and find it. There was one. Josh is going to clearly remember this. It just showed we had an entrepreneurial mindset.
Oh, no, what is
we
this?
would knock on doors asking if we could sell people water because we didn't connect the dots that they had it in their house.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's something? I don't think this is on the internet. Me and Josh were fence to fence neighbors next to each
You
other.
guys shared
Yeah.
the fence.
We shared the
only
fence.
for the summer. One summer.
One
we
summer.
were
And that
renting a
summer,
house.
we did a couple different business ventures. One of them, we would go knock on doors and be like, hey, we can sell you ice cold water. We're going to run back to our house and bring it to you.
Yeah.
I don't think we sold one.
No.
But I think it taught us something, Jared. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
What did it teach you?
You know that-
What did it teach you?
That people have water in their
Yeah.
houses.
Also, a real quick story. These boys right here were innovative as kids. So
The Zion and Knight.
all three of us,
All three. Oh, gotcha.
we wanted to invent a go-kart. So what we did was, do you remember this, Zai?
Did a go kart
So-
already exist at this time?
It did, but like we're like,
It was
we
like
need one.
2010,
Yeah.
Fair
Jared.
enough.
No, actually, it was like 12. Yeah.
It was like 2015. But we're like, we need a go-kart.
I can't do math.
We're like, we need one so bad. So what we did was we got like a 6-foot long piece of plywood.
Yeah.
And then empty bean cans and taped them to the bottom
That was the prototype, Jared.
Oh, this was the
He
markup
didn't-
Kickstarter.
Yeah, but we're like, we didn't realize things needed axles. We're like, it's round, it will work as a wheel.
Yeah.
Because
So-
you probably just like glued them to the bottom.
Oh, no, yeah,
and
those
then
things-
so it was just a
We did.
board.
Yeah.
No, it didn't slide.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it didn't
But
work.
Unless it was on a
We-
roller.
We put
itself.
we put 6 bean cans, 2 on each end, and then in the middle.
Oh, gotcha.
And then we're like, this will work so good.
Yeah.
And then we sat on it, breaks. We're like, okay, let's
Dude,
give
people
up.
are about to learn so much about us on this.
Yeah.
We've never talked about any of
We
this.
never say any of
So,
this.
after those 12, 15, 20 fails of different business ventures we did, it came to... Are we getting the story of what Juvie is?
Yeah.
Do we want to go there, Jared?
I mean, yeah, I want to hear really how you guys envisioned it because we've kind of got to hear a little bit of this adventure and Kickstarter-esque type things that you're ice cold water to people.
I mean,
that
it was smart. It was. We could have made it work, Jared.
Yeah, it's basically like it's like saying, you know, like
don't think too much into it. That ruins it.
Fair enough. That's.
Think about it, okay? We told them we would add frozen fruit to it.
Oh,
tropical,
tropical lemonade water.
In our brains, it worked.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, like we know that you could go to the fridge, get a glass now.
No, I don't think we actually knew that. Like, I don't think we thought about that.
That's true. Actually.
Remember the dude that did turn us down? He's like, "Well, I have that in my house." We're like, "In your house?
What?
We have water in our house.
Yeah.
How do you have it in yours too? It's in our house right now.
Yeah, like we own all of it.
Yeah.
Every single house in the United States with that water.
Yeah,
ice cold water.
We have the only ice
with fruit for a little extra price.
Yeah, we probably sold like $5 a cup.
Yeah, we didn't sell.
But we probably offered it.
We were trying to make the money worth.
Business moguls out here.
$1 for a cup of water, $10 for one frozen blueberry.
Exactly. But like, it make you think, like, what did Elon actually start with?
Yeah,
you know, got to start with the obvious.
Yeah, water.
Yeah, exactly.
Selling lemonade on the side of the street.
Exactly.
Trying to get a little money. I remember that. I mean, I did the same thing during like yard sales. I'd sell like my stuff, and so I can at least build up to something, but it was ice cold water. But I remember...
Yeah, you weren't that innovative.
No, so now I wasn't also that dumb either, but...
Oh, okay, thanks.
You guys are young, though. Yeah. It makes sense. But no, when I was young, it was the same thing where it was a long piece of wood. I would make skateboards.
Sick.
So I know you're a big skater, Knight. I had a skateboard that was kind of like worn down, so I took the axles off, and I'd get like a 2x4 that was probably just the width of this chair, maybe a little bit shorter. And I just screwed in the holes, you know, I draw the little circles, screw it in, and then clamp them in. And so it was a skateboard without any of the curves or anything. It was just, I just ride straight.
It worked.
Pretty much it.
Works great.
It was great. And I remember one time, somebody's like, "Oh, can I ride it?" And they're like, way heavier than I am. Older than I am.
Yeah.
I just start crying.
Exactly.
It was a lot. What, Josh? How do you life would change if you didn't win Chopped? By the way, do you think it would be way different?
Oh yeah, yeah.
10 grand, just
not even the money, but just like
the experience.
The experience, like, kind of taught me how much I really wanted to go into cooking.
Gotcha.
Because I don't think I'd like have the book coming out and have anything like that.
You have a book?
Yeah.
What?
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a cookbook coming out in January.
Okay.
Partnered with, you can tell them where.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Have you heard of the Adventure Challenge?
Yes.
You have?
A little bit.
They're from Reading.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I have a book coming out with them.
Partnership.
Which is the first ever scratch-off dinner date book, which is really exciting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you guys watched, on our podcast, we had the CEO on the set.
That's sick. That's sick. So I kind of want to get, again, this is kind of the story of Juvie.
Yeah.
Story of you guys as individuals, but as a unit, you know? What made you guys want to start a podcast?
Well, it's a very interesting story. Yeah, I'll tell it. I feel like it's good that they know us now, because like then you
have a foundation that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
so,
you are.
Like Jared told you, I'm 15 now. 1 year, so I'm a sophomore in high school. 1 year ago, I was a freshman, and I had been.
Really?
Well, guys, I'm just making it clear. Okay.
No way.
I was thinking last year was still a sophomore.
Okay.
You never know.
Yeah. Anyways, I'd gone to normal school my whole life.
Yeah.
8th grade, I homeschooled. Couldn't find a good school that fit for me. 8th grade, I homeschooled. I was like, I'm going to do the high school thing. I'm going to try it out. And so I went for 1 semester. Easily probably the worst semester of my life. I realized that it came to finals and I knew nothing. Like, when I tell you I knew nothing, I knew nothing. So I was cheating on all my finals. So my teachers are watching this. And so I cheated on my finals and I made it through. But then I realized, I was like, wow, okay, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, nothing's
It's going to catch up at
nothing's
some
going
point,
to work.
right?
And at this point, I promise this, I had zero intention of starting a podcast.
Yeah.
And that changed in one night. And so, funny enough, my name is Knight. My name is Knight.
Yeah, it changed in one night.
And so, I've always had dreams I've meant something. And like, you know, they sometimes play out and sometimes it's like, I just killed a zombie. Like, cool.
Yeah.
And so, I had this dream and it was me and Josh. Not that I dream about Josh a lot, but it was me and Josh walking on this red carpet, and And, you know, like sometimes in a dream you realize you're in a dream, but you're kind of confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why am I on this red carpet and this thing? And we go through the red carpet into the building, and we're on a live podcast. And it was basically like the Grammys for podcasts. So it was like a podcast
like
award.
streamy type
Yeah, and
award.
we got an award for the biggest teenage podcast. And in my head, I'm like kind of thinking, I'm like, this is interesting, like whatever. And so I wake up and I went through the whole day of school, but it was all I could think about. Teenage podcast. I'm like, I'd listen to podcasts, Impulsive, you know.
Yeah.
I'd done my little research on podcasts, and I got home and I was like, you know what? I have to Google search this. And I looked up teenage podcast. Every single podcast that came up was adults talking about teenagers. And I'm like, dude, am I onto something right now? And so I look up into Apple Podcast, teenage podcast, nothing.
Yeah.
So I'd basically done my research and figured out there was no podcast for teenagers. And in the dream, it was Josh as the other host. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call him. And you can hear Josh's side of the story after this. So I called up Josh and I was like, yo, dude, okay. I know we've had a couple different business ventures, but I have this idea, teenage podcast, and it's obviously evolved in the last 8 months. Yeah. But what was your... I called you. What were you
He's
thinking?
like, ice cold water. Screw that. This podcast idea.
So it really
legit.
started.
Yeah.
It really started from a real dream.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah, because you explained the dream. You didn't say the part, because you said that in the dream we were sitting in a car after the event with our manager pitching the next episode, right?
yeah,
So you told me all that, and I was like, that sounds really sick. I was like, yeah, red carpet, big award, doing a podcast. Sounds great to me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all it took
Yeah, so
for us to
kinda
both be like
just
completely
one
on
dream
board.
that-
Yeah.
it was a little
Change,
dream. That's why we
yeah.
always like chase your dreams, but like it doesn't have to be a real life dream.
Literally one dream
And
changed
so I think from there, both of our parents have been 100% supportive of whatever we
Yeah.
want to go after, and I think that is 100% where we credit a lot of our, intuition or whatever that word is. Is that the word for it? Intuition?
Credit
Success.
your
I don't know about success. I mean like
kind of
motivation
yeah.
kind of thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
and so I was like, well, the next step is I got to talk to my parents about this because, I was 14, almost 15, and I was like, well, I don't know how to start a podcast. And so I told my parents, I was like, yo, I have this idea. And like any parents, they're supportive, but like until you really start, it's like, oh, great, you have an idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, we got to figure this out. And we spent, so this was in January is when I kind of like had the dream because it was after finals.
Yeah.
And so I was in that kind of thing. And from then on, I decided I was leaving high school. That was like my first step. And I was like, I got to drop out. And that was for more reasons than just starting a podcast.
You
But
didn't
I was
drop
like,
out of high school.
no,
You went to-
I meant like I left high school I was going to.
Public school.
I went to homeschool and I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go for this thing, like a lot of stuff me and Josh go for, if we're going for it, we're going for it, like full in.
Yeah, 100.
And so I told my parents, and they're like, yeah, you can go for that. And we spent the whole month of January and February kind of figuring out, how do you get a podcast on the internet?
Yeah.
What is an actual podcast? How do you
we had
structure it? Oh, no, we had no
no
clue. And I
idea.
mean, you can go to our first episode. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
But I think, that's where you start. And so we figured it out, and come March 1st, we released our first episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's literally the story. Like, it was a dream, and then 2 months of trying to figure out what to do.
And there's in betweens. There's plenty of fails because our first,
First,
we never
go at it, like record, like
well, our
unpublished
our
podcast.
first goal. Oh God, remember that trailer we made?
Please tell.
Oh, okay, so here's the thing: is like for the people, because our goal was to get the people around us to listen. We had no idea. We'll get into what it's turned into. But our goal was like, okay, our friends are going to listen to this. Like, teenagers are friends.
Right.
We were not, we had big ideas, but we were not thinking on a global level.
Right.
And so we're like, okay, but we got to, because if we just tell them a teenage podcast, they're not going to understand. So we made a trailer. And we were in a rush because our ultimate goal was to start February 1st, release our first episode the first week of February.
Gotcha.
It got pushed back to March because we recorded this trailer. It is now taken off. Is it still on the internet? I feel like
I
archived
couldn't
it.
find it.
It's
Okay.
not on
Did my
YouTube. It's
research.
gone from YouTube.
Okay, I think I archived
But
it.
the audio...
It's on Instagram.
The audio of our intro is the trailer.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Part of it is. No, because we re-recorded after that.
Well, yeah, but it's the same script.
It's basically the same thing. Telling you who we are in this video of me and Josh walking. It's where we started. We're proud of it still. So we released the trailer and we kind of got the first reactions of the people around us, and it was supportive.
Yeah.
But there was also, the people of public high school that mocked me for it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Jared. That is how we started Juvie.
yeah.
Again, not the story in Juvie, the story of Juvie.
Yes.
Of Juvie.
Wow, that's it's kind of nuts though, because obviously I've been able to see kind of your start in a way.
Yeah, you found us in our first month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately hadn't listened to literally anything. I always watched your TikTok.
You found us on TikTok.
Yeah, I found
Yeah.
you on your TikTok, your first viral TikTok that you guys had.
Yep.
You guys popped up on my For You page.
What was your first impression of us, Jared?
Well, again, I thought you were older.
Okay, what
you
was
know?
your first real impression, Jared? Be honest. Did you think we were cheese? Like,
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
that was the thing. I thought you guys were very credible. I mean, like, look at it. Like, I didn't look at the number and be like, oh my god,
100 followers.
I
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
just another YouTuber or whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, it was more of the message that you were conveying to me.
Yeah.
That kind of stuck with me. It wasn't so much of like, there wasn't much social proof other than that TikTok that was like, oh yeah, like these guys are like semi legit,
Yeah.
Dude, what was that TikTok? It must have been.
It was
the
the
one-
very first one. You're
It was
looking
the
for
one.
creators.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were
gosh, and,
sitting
like,
on
the
the couches.
cords-
We're like, hey, you
guys
like,
were in the old studio.
yeah.
And the phone was on the floor, and there was
Like,
cords all
yeah.
under the chairs.
We're like, if you are athlete, entrepreneur, all this stuff, and then
Yeah.
we walked towards the camera and we like went back and sat down, and I remember watching the views go up, and we're like 3,000 views, and then we're like 10,000 views, we're like
no,
20,000
but
views.
it is probably one of the coolest feelings. It's like
Yeah.
your first video
Insane,
to ever get
yeah.
traction. I remember we'd be on the phone, and be like, dude, someone with 1,000 followers just followed us, and we were like trying to act all. We were like responding to comments, and we ended up. So the video was like trying to find creators, like you saw,
Yeah.
and we got fans from commenting because we were responding to so many comments.
yeah.
We were pretty clutch about it. We told everyone they had to subscribe first.
Yeah.
And so that's how we built our initial like 300
Yeah.
subscribers.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. I mean, even think about it. Remember that Ricky Desktop guy? He made like the banjo beat. He made like a whole bunch of like whole viral like sounds.
Yeah.
He followed me on TikTok, dude.
Really?
Interesting.
I only have like 3,235 followers.
That was the exact
Exact number.
I mean, but it's just like at the same
Yeah.
time, it's just like
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to see somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Like that has gained some success, or like, I mean, has anyone followed you that has been like very credible?
Oh yeah.
We've
Yeah.
had a couple, you can tell one of them. I'll tell the other one. Like,
Well-
what's one that meant something to you?
We've
Yeah.
had a lot of people with like a ton of subscribers or a ton of followers comment on our videos and be like,
Gotcha.
"Hey, have me on the podcast." But we've been like,
sure.
"No," because
Well,
we've never
do-
we usually just don't really respond. But the reason
No,
why
we
we
respond. We're just nice about
yeah,
it. Like,
but the
yeah.
reason why we won't have them on is because they're popular for doing something that isn't like a talent.
Oh,
there's no
gotcha.
niche.
There's no
Yeah,
niche. There's
gotcha.
nothing that they're like proving how they've done it. There's no entrepreneur. There's no like athlete or anything like that. It's just someone who got popular through a random video.
Oh, they just have a bunch of followers because it just ran.
Well, do they know like what the message of Juvie is?
No.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
well, we're
I mean,
30
yeah.
minutes in. Let me just tell
Oh,
you.
yeah, no, for sure.
So our ultimate goal as JUVY Podcast, well, let me answer probably most people's first question. Why is it called Juvie? Well, we
Yeah.
went through a bunch of different names.
Tons of names.
We landed on Juvie because it's a play on the word, right? We're reversing the stereotype, breaking out of the box. Juvie is when you put teenagers in a, solitary confinement.
Box.
Exactly. And so our ultimate goal is Juvie itself is reversing the stereotype. Now, as we grow and once we're not teenagers, we're going to reverse the stereotype about something new. While we're teenagers, it's about reversing the stereotype about teenagers. And so really, we bring on people that are reversing the stereotype and doing it different than your normal, like, yeah, I work at a fast food place.
Yeah.
You're people who are just randomly going viral.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, that's really who we are. But we both, at a certain time, like we told you, we were into sports and stuff. We found the sport called tricking and flipping, right? And so do you know what that is?
No.
So it's a mix. Tricking is a mix. Oh, Dom, if you're watching this, dude, I feel bad because I'm probably not
Yeah,
going to
we're
explain
gonna
this right.
fix this.
It is a mix of martial arts and flips.
Oh,
Flips
okay.
as in
It's
like,
like, yeah.
back flips, front flips, side flips. And so we got really into that because
Like
we found...
gymnastics and parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And so we found this channel called Gravitated Equations, and they were these people that did flips. It was like a creator house in a way.
Sure.
And there was this one of them. His real name's Dominic Lewis, but his Instagram is Domatrick.
Oh.
And so he was the first ever person to do a backflip from his butt. And so
yeah.
you maybe have seen him.
Yeah.
Anyways, we caught our attention. We're like, oh, and we were young, so we followed him.
Yeah.
And I think probably one of the coolest things is then now we're like close friends.
Yeah,
Oh,
like we
nice.
just play game pigeon games with them on our
love
phones
that.
all the time.
And I think it's just proved that people with the big following don't actually see it as any better or less than you.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one person. Obviously, then there's other creators I looked up to in the space now that we're close friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool because, like, obviously, I mean, you guys are young. Like, I feel like there's such an easy trap for a lot of younger teenagers or just people in general, new creators. I'll just say that, plus younger people, to get caught up in the so-called numbers, the number game of like, now I'm famous, or like I have a better following than you, blah blah blah. Bye,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's awesome to see you guys obviously stay tight through this. Has there been any hard times within you two? Like maybe no, like I want to do it this way. I think this idea is better, and then
Yeah, so we've had our fair share of having to deal with some pretty honest conversations.
Yeah.
Like we've had times when we won't go into exactly what happened,
Sure,
but
sure,
there's been times when we just have both felt really off about something else, like
Gotcha.
that the other one's doing, and it just hasn't gone well.
Oh, gotcha.
So then there's been the build up for like episodes upon episodes where we just haven't said anything, and it's like if you go back and watch, you can like pretty visibly tell that something's off.
And you're like recording while there's like some tension,
definitely,
or like an elephant in the room.
Well, yeah, I think when you go into business for friends, you're going to go into a whole nother level, right? Yeah. You're going to have to get to a point where you have to be so honest with the other person or you will not grow. We would have hit so many roadblocks. And I think being Josh's, both of our personalities, we kind of just ignore it. And, you know, you can only ignore something for so long, especially when we're with each other every single day.
Yeah.
We're in close contact talking every 20 minutes, right? We're trying to build something together, but really, in reality, we're apart. Yeah. And so there has been probably 5+ episodes we've never released because we want to only release the best content, like any creator. And 100%. So it kind of got to a point at one point where it's like we weren't being honest enough with each other, and it was limiting us. Yeah. And so we had to have those sucky, honest conversations. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're so much closer because of it.
Oh, yeah.
And now those really hard, honest conversations have become easier. They're still hard. Yeah. And that's the reality of it. But yeah, I think we've learned how to use certain people's strengths.
Sure. Yeah.
And so maybe what I'm good at and Josh isn't, vice versa. Yeah. We've been able to use that to our advantage.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think somebody that I look at, especially in more of the duo sense where there's two people, is Colin and Samir.
Yeah.
You know,
amazing.
where they have different strengths and they, you know, are good and not so good at other things.
Yeah.
And obviously they've been on creator space, the creator economy for a while.
Yeah.
For a very long time. So, I mean, obviously you guys have been doing this for a little under a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started.
At least you guys have a foundation.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the most important part because I can imagine so many different creators that come in thinking that we're just going to be friends and it's just going to work out.
Yeah.
But then somebody's ego gets in the way or they feel like there's going to be something in it for them that's not for the other.
I think what has kept us most grounded is we have always put our friendship before Juvie. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, obviously, that's what we would most rather have. And I think as we've kept that mindset, that is actually what's been able to help us grow. Yeah. Is we're in it together or we're not in it.
Yeah. Like we've always said that if there's something that like is coming above our friendship, then we need to put that back. Focus on the friendship first in the relationship and then build on what's wrong.
Because at the end of the day, it does produce better episodes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that is a goal, but when you put the friendship first, we've grown because of that. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, and I think, again, your guys' hard conversations, you know, the honest conversations and what that looks like is obviously really necessary.
Yeah,
you know,
very.
to build and fortify, you know. Yeah. Muscles need to break down so they can grow stronger in a way.
Yeah, 100%.
What's the runtime on this so far? I'm not done with the episode, but I just want to know the runtime. 38. Sweet.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Great. I'm feeling good. It's been a good episode thus far.
Yeah. You know what's so funny?
What's so funny
is I just keep having the need to ask questions because I'm so used to it, and I'm like, oh wait, it's not my podcast. Yeah. But I've made that natural thing. Is like when I'm in front of.
Feel free to ask any questions
but
you have. But it's weird.
Randomly, I have the need to ask Josh a question. I'm like, wait, why am I asking Josh a question? And so I just, keep going.
No, it's good. It's good. And again, like this is, I love just like the free form, like no format, but interview ask at the same time. I just like it. I don't know. Like
I think it works well.
It's been cool just because we've been able to like spend a good chunk of the day together.
Yeah.
And just like getting to know you guys, even though we're like somewhat away for 2 hours. In a way.
Yeah.
Was it weird?
It brought us closer together.
Yes.
It did. I feel like it did.
But like, think about it. Like, I mean, obviously you guys, like you just mentioned, where interviewing people is kind of the thing that you're good at or like what you're normal to.
I've built up that muscle.
Used to. Was it weird today having to go out with a camera and be in my realm in a way?
It definitely, at least at the beginning.
Yeah, we've never done that run and gun type of content, right? We're here, we talk. And I realize this is easier in a way. There's certain things, but like...
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
100%.
Yeah. Because like, I mean, at least something like a podcast is not scripted to its entirely, but you have pre-written questions and stuff, ideas that you wanted to ask. Whereas like a video, you're like... Like I kind of have a concept.
Yeah.
And we talk about that on their podcast, which is going to be out on December 18th on theirs.
Go run it up.
So it's going to be some time until my podcast comes out, like me being on their podcast. You understand what I
That
mean.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it for me, like, it's kind of cool to see,
Mhm.
you know, like how you guys have come from, you know, like you said, early January,
Yeah.
having that idea. February, maybe there was some trial and error. March is the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it unfold.
Yeah.
I've been here since the first month.
It's wild, dude. That's what I always think about. It's like, what's it actually like for the viewer? Like,
Yeah.
because
It's a way different experience.
yeah, what is that like? Like, you obviously have, like, you've seen some of our episodes. You follow us on, like, you see us on
Yeah.
our social media content.
Yeah, I mean, again, I have to be honest with myself. I never watched a full form episode until Lawnmower Guy. It was
Yeah.
the first because I knew that I was flying down, so I wanted to do my research.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I've only followed you guys on like Instagram, TikTok, stuff of that nature. I never like fully sat down. And,
You know what's
like, watched
interesting
it-
is
watched
it's
episodes.
it's two different audiences. It's actually
100%.
not the
Yeah.
same people. We've
Yeah.
noticed that. Yeah, that's
Do you feel
something-
like that's concerning for you?
No, I
No.
love it.
I like having different audiences.
Gotcha.
Because then there's different people that come from different places on
Gotcha.
each platform.
Yeah, because like I mean, your short form content, motivational, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff of that esque, you know,
Yeah.
like we're talking motivational. Whereas obviously the podcast episode is kind of about that person,
Yeah.
certain idea,
Yeah,
and so like for me, like it's kind of weird because I've only seen the motivational, and then I kind of like see an episode with Lawnmower Guy, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just kind of weird, you know. I
yeah.
don't know
It's,
how to describe it for as a viewer.
Yeah, it's funny how wide variety our audience is because we have a different YouTube audience than we do like audio audience.
Yeah,
Even though it's like the same episodes,
And
it's just a
TikTok and
completely
Instagram.
different thing.
yeah, because
Like,
your
even
your
with- yeah.
majority of your audience, or at least number wise,
yeah, we're the biggest
Following.
on Apple Podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you just reached top 50.
Yeah, we're top
And-
50 in the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
for
For-
education for kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Shout
And
out the
people,
kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
shout out the kids. And I think people will be like, well, you're not like educating. And I think that's what's so interesting about it is we're going into a realm where like we're competing. I mean, not to flex, but I'm going to flex real quick. Like we're in front of Nickelodeon, PBS,
yeah.
American Public Radio.
Take
Radio.
that.
And
Yeah.
so it's like the people that we're reversing the stereotype about education because I'm
Yeah.
educating you in a different way than 2 + 2.
Yeah.
I'm showing you what's really possible, which I believe is
Yeah.
education.
Definitely.
You know the 2 + 2 theory?
what?
Jared, I don't know.
It's okay.
It's
You're 15.
4.
It's fine. Do you know?
He's gonna tell me it's not 4, and I don't like this.
I'm going to say that I know and then just pretend that I know the whole time.
Okay, Josh. Well, we're gonna run with it. Okay, Knight. So the 2 + 2 theory is like it's not.
It's 4, Jared.
No. It's not what it equals. It's how it's presented. So instead of telling
Josh,
you,
you know. Shh.
yeah, Josh, you know, yeah,
You don't know this, idiot?
Shut up. All right, Jared.
So the 2 + 2 is typically told in a story format, but you can basically apply it to like something that you're saying, where the overarching thing, which is 4,
I'm lost.
is
Oof.
you're educational. You know, like you're doing a different mean.
Yes.
It's like I want to travel from here to Spokane.
I see.
Are you taking a bike, a boat, a plane? Are you hitchhiking?
The process.
What's your mode of transportation?
Oh,
So
nope, not the process.
2 + 2 is also 1 + 1 + 2. It's also
Oh,
Right.
I
You
see.
see what I
Yeah.
mean? So in storytelling, it's basically instead of saying that Marlin in Finding Nemo, right? You know, he is a paranoid father because he lost all his kids early on from a shark attack, right? And these swimmers took Nemo, right?
Yeah.
You don't explicitly say, "Hey, I'm about to tell you that you're a confident person," and then go on to tell you a confident person.
Yeah.
I talk about how you're a confident person. Instead of like explicitly saying it, it's more
Yeah.
implied.
I see.
You know, so like when you're talking, what, dude, you got just like hella tall when you stood up. Goodness sake.
Dude,
I got intimidated.
We're the same.
So-
we're the same height, Jared.
I know.
How tall are you, Jared?
I'm 20 years old.
Okay.
No, you're I think me and Jared are the same height. You're taller
No,
than both
okay.
of us.
I'm
Stand up. You can't stand up right now. Stand up right now.
We're the same height. How tall are you? I'm 20.
Are we the same height? I can't tell.
tall are you?
taller.
I'm 5'9".
Okay, I'm
fi-
5'9".
Okay, I'm 5'9". I thought we settled that. How old are you?
15, Jared.
He's taking layers off.
Dude, I'm getting
He's
hot.
beating wives now.
Oh man.
Okay, Josh.
Taking wives and taking lives. Here, we're gonna toss that.
Oof, okay. I'm
So
feeling
yeah, I mean, like I guess when you're talking about educational, it's not like PBS, Nickelodeon, where it's like, oh,
No,
my
we're
God.
beating them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're beating them. Love it.
beating them.
It did not start like that though.
He's not wrong.
We posted on Instagram yesterday. In our first 3 months, we had 100 total downloads.
Yeah, I
we're
saw the 15K.
we're about to almost
We're
pass
almost at
16K.
16K.
We're
Yeah.
averaging
15.8.
we're averaging
4 point-
around 4,000 downloads a month right now,
In between like 4 and 4.3.
which is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
How many
Crazy.
countries are you reaching?
Do we know the
I don't
number?
know the exact amount.
There's a lot.
No, yeah, it's a lot.
I'm 20.
I think that's been.
20 countries.
I mean, we're number one in Kenya right now, which is wild. We're like number
How
number
many
one.
I wonder how many
There's
podcasts.
1,500.
1,500.
1,500. Take that.
What category is yours in? You're not
like
categorized.
society, culture.
See,
okay.
we're in those. Yeah, we're in
Yeah.
those too. But Apple Podcasts, it just puts us under education for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that PVS.
Honestly.
Correct.
Yeah, Apple Podcast said Juvie all the way. Maybe it's because juvenile. Maybe.
True. I think I the name's great.
Yeah, maybe they're like,
Yeah.
well, maybe when you guys both turn adult,
Dude, I'm
turn 18, you're gonna call it jail. Now. Call it
Dude,
jail.
I'm just trying to imagine because I mean, obviously the PBS people they study the charts, they see who's ahead of them. I'm just imagining like
Yeah.
the managers being like, "Who's Juvie?" They go and watch. We're interviewing a kid from Texas that done lawnmowers.
Yeah. It's like that.
Shout out
clip from
Austin,
Jason
dude, we love
Bourne,
you.
that when they're on the clip, they're like, Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. It's PBS when they're looking at us as
Jesus
Juvie.
Christ, it's Juvie. That's funny.
No, but it's just, I mean, it's really cool to see the process, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've seen, because even I watch, I'm like, why the heck did they change studios? You know?
Oh yeah, there's a lot behind that.
Yeah, you want to
It
tell
was
that because
necessary.
because
Yeah.
so here's my understanding of it.
Yeah, what do you think as a viewer? Like, did we tell you the truth, Jared?
I don't know.
Okay,
because
let me hear it.
I don't know. So
hear it.
here's my understanding of it. As you guys were in that main first studio, you guys had the
Yeah.
two couches, and you guys had the TV in the middle, and you guys had the Juvie, which is over there, which you guys added
Yeah.
to the wall, like that studio. And I mean, I remember like one podcast you guys moved into this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started over there.
Yes, yes. I remember it was like different because it wasn't this
Yeah.
exact
Our
angle.
first 2 podcasts in here were filmed.
We
right
like to
there.
switch it up,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Switch it up often.
but this is in process. Come season 2, season 2
Yeah.
of Juvie is
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
next year.
take that, Kenya. We better watch out.
Yeah. Kenya, we're
Watch
coming.
out.
This set will be different.
PBS, Nickelodeon, you better watch out.
The set will be different. Season 2 is about to be crazy. I'm
But yeah, so
excited.
think about it. I mean, like I was just like I'm like, why did they move? It was such a good thing, and you guys would show like the background process, and you guys had that same table. I'm assuming with
Yep.
the same gear.
Yeah, I
and
think we needed
multi-camera.
something that was more isolated to just us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what? So yeah, then you guys switched up here, and then I was just like, oh, now you guys are in here. And
Yeah.
I was confused.
Yeah.
so.
Pretty much the main reason we moved. Well, one, because we got offered this space.
Well,
to
and we had
use.
to unpack and pack
yeah.
the whole setup after
Every
the
single
shoot.
time we have to
Dedication,
rebuild.
bud.
We rebuild the entire set
That's
every single time.
Couches
we record
in
it.
and out of the room. I brought this carpet. Listen to this.
Yeah.
If you ever want to say we didn't work hard, me and Josh would bring this carpet from my bedroom every single Saturday.
Yeah.
Roll it up, put it in the back of the car, get to the car.
Yeah.
And that's just some of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
We
behind
had
the scenes.
to bring this couch from a different building around the building.
We would have to
into
take
here.
off the cushion. Like no one sees this stuff, Jared.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
We
have
like to get it through the door. Once we had to completely take apart the whole couch and then rebuild it, and then we had to plug in all the cables, run them
Yeah.
under the carpet
for 25
everything.
people to see it.
Yeah. It was an hour of setup.
No, more like an hour setup, hour teardown.
Yeah.
Who was the one person you said that followed you since day one?
Raya.
Raya.
Rhea.
Raya.
I mean,
Rhea,
sorry,
Josh. We always say her name.
She's gonna know. She now knows.
Dude, I don't
Yeah.
think any. Oh, she now knows, but
well,
no
like
one.
25 people.
Yeah, but
She
it's
was
like,
one of them.
but it's like, oh yeah, no, but it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna go on the podcast and be like, yeah, we just set this whole thing up and turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously not the main mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, dude, that's
Yeah,
how many
no one
episodes
knew.
did you guys have in there?
Oh no, our first 20.
It was like 24,
No,
25
I'm
or something.
checking.
20 hours of setup, 20 hours of takedown?
At
40
least.
hours? It's a 40
Oh,
hour
I
week?
thought you were asking how many episodes we recorded. Is that what you're asking or no?
Yeah.
How many times did you do something in there that was recording wise? So I imagine there probably wasn't some
all of
episodes you guys,
these-
because you mentioned there were some episodes that you guys didn't post.
It started-
Over 26 episodes.
Our first episode in this space was Alex.
No, yeah, and Alyssa
And
the same
Alyssa,
day.
yeah.
That was so like 25 plus episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
You guys are working like overtime.
Oh, yeah.
40-hour work week, overtime. You get
I mean, but you know it as a creator, they're only gonna
Yeah.
see 10% of
yeah,
it.
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. But it's interesting.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Hit me. Well, don't physically hit me, but
Okay, yeah. I was going to.
You're from
but
the UK. You know,
Yeah.
they're a little violent
Just
there.
don't you have the instinct to just ask questions?
I do. I forgot to ask this in our episode. Is creating content and doing YouTube your passion, and do you think you'll make it your full-time job for like it is your passion?
Yeah, 100%. I fell in love with directing.
Okay.
That was the first thing. I fell in love with cinematography, so that's my background with
Gotcha.
film and stuff like that. I went to a community college, so like we didn't have minors. Well, not minors in age, but we didn't have minors as in study.
Yeah.
So we didn't have minor study. So I took film as like an elective in a way,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I stayed in touch with cinematography. But in regards to that, cinematography, film background, and then that kind of transferred to YouTube knowledge-wise. And so as a creator, I mean, it's just something that I love.
Yeah.
You know, I just love bringing entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly this is a little unformatted, but I just love it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I just love doing it.
I know that like a lot of times you can have a passion which is like super intense for a long time, and then it just changes.
Right. Yeah.
Like with me, like it was cooking for a long time,
Yeah.
and now it's like creating fashion and creating clothes and stuff like that. It just changes
food.
immediately.
You and Lady Gaga would have some fun. She'd have the meat dress.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'll branch out into creating clothes out of food. I think I might stick to fabric, but
I mean, never say never.
yeah, it's true.
Fair enough.
If Lady Gaga wants me to make her a pastrami pair of pants, then I'll do it. But
Who knows? What's the goal with Juvie? What's the end goal? The North Star. Where do you see Juvie in a year's time? Because it's been a little under a year since you thought of the
in a
idea.
year,
I mean,
500K.
Oh, yeah, that's a great goal. I think, yeah, numbers. Are you talking numbers wise or like?
It doesn't have to be numbers.
Just place.
I don't look at goal as numbers.
I think, I mean, our overall goal is reverse stereotype with teenagers. I don't know what that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that fully looks like.
Yeah.
Because every single day we're presented with opportunities that we didn't expect from it.
Yeah.
So I never want to set on one goal, but I think one of our overarching goals is to be the #1 podcast in America.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we're top 50. I mean, in our category, and you know, I think literally, and I mean, it's every single day a new opportunity is presented, and I think that's just what keeps blowing our mind, and I think that's one of the things that keeps me motivated. So in a year, I mean, I want to see our audience grow, but I think in a year it's going to look like something that we never expected.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it has 8 months.
Yeah. Because recently we're working
We can't
on.
talk about that.
I'm not going to say it out like what it is, but there's
Yeah,
like
a new project.
there's a new big thing that's in the works right now.
So
and
Lady
that-
Gaga did hit you up.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But that will definitely change what our next year looks like in a very big way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Another new set.
No. No. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a year's time, it just transformed.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
into.
I mean, that's
megastardom.
what I mean. It's like it has 8 months, and
Yeah.
I never expected this in 8
Yeah.
months. So I don't know what to expect. Obviously, I have
Right.
goals, but I don't
Yeah.
know what to expect. now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Certainly numbers are a good way.
And I
to
kind of
just
like living with that
explicitly-
mindset.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I've noticed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
When I mean, imagine. I think when you had that dream and started, you know, when you hit him up with the water bottle idea and said like, hey, you know, screw that, we're making a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, your intention is never to just be like, oh, you know, 8 months from now, I'm going to have 16,000 downloads
Yeah.
on streaming platforms. I'm going to be the #1 teenage podcast, if not the #1 in Kenya.
Yeah.
We're going to be overtaking Nickelodeon, PBS. You're not, you know, like,
Of course.
you're not doing that. It just kind of happens along the way. And
Yeah.
so I think even a year's time, it's going to be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we
Gonna be
don't
a-
know,
and
we don't
like-
know what to expect.
Yeah.
Instead
March
of #1, you're
1st.
going to be the #1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
March 1st, 2023. I don't think any of us could predict what it's going to
No,
look like
because
at
I
that
mean,
point.
we couldn't
predict.
predict November of 2021.
No.
Like that's what I'm saying.
We can't
Is-
even predict the next month. So
Yeah, so exactly. And I think you know, I've been thinking this whole year. I'm like, why is it going by so fast? 2021,
So fast.
probably one of the best years of my life because I love Juvie so much. But I think we look forward to every upload.
yeah.
Like I know the weeks are going by. Like, oh, Saturday, okay, Thursday, I got to reach out to the editor. We got to get this to this. Saturday, an episode comes out. Sunday, I'm getting clips ready for the whole week. It like my time has been moving so fast. And I think the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's the overall thing is we truly love it so much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially when you're doing a week-to-week thing, right? It feels like a rinse and repeat type process every single week for 52 weeks.
It does in a way, but it's so new every week.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 100%.
So yes.
We never talk to the same type of person. Like we've had people in the same field, but every single time it's been been a completely new conversation.
Yeah.
That's what's great about podcasts. Is
Yeah.
like every single time you sit down to record, it's something new.
Well, yeah, you never know where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hence the mic that I
Put on the ground.
I just said screw the mic. I said screw the stand. Screw everything about this mic. I'm holding the microphone.
Our mics and headphones weren't good enough for Jared,
Nope.
so he had to bring his
Jared
own.
had to
I
upgrade.
brought my own.
Made him feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm in my element, man.
I know.
I'm in my element.
I know.
And you guys aren't because you're being
Yeah,
interviewed.
whenever we're on the same couch, it's like really close.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine
because
you
we
the podcast
I
usually
miss my
like
chair.
I've always been on the couch.
It's
Yeah.
curly haired people.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, guys, my hair's wavy, so
You literally just said the exact difference between the thing we just said.
I know.
Imagine you guys filmed that. Imagine you guys were that close. Imagine you filmed.
Imagine
Imagine just
That's all I heard. Is that what it sounded like?
That's what I heard.
Imagine.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, I heard, imagine this jump of height.
Imagine. It's too real. Imagine you guys didn't have this and you guys were that close
Just
to
every
podcast.
episode.
Yeah.
We're
Every podcast. What do you think of that?
What's your
John?
opinion?
Yeah, it's very cool.
What do you think of ice water? What are your thoughts on
Opinions on ice water.
But yeah, I'm 20. I'm 20. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're going to be tall tonight. I know it.
I hope so, man.
You are.
I mean,
Very tall.
I love that wasn't said to me.
He's got 2 years less than you.
Yeah,
said.
no, I'm not going to be tall.
well, that's the thing is, I'm already the tallest in my family.
Oh.
On top of my parents, my dad's small.
Oh.
My dad is 5'8".
Oh.
So yeah, I don't got a lot
Take
going.
that,
for me.
Dad.
I don't got a lot going for me. Doctor said I'm gonna be 5'11".
I know. My
So
doctor
we're-
said I was going to be 6'2", so I don't know
Jared,
where
some doctors lie.
Dude, last time I went to the doctor, he said I was 5'4". I'm 5'7.5". I'm not 5'4". They literally...
Right?
It was so
They lie to you.
unfair.
I remember... Yeah, no, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
For a fact, 5'7.5", because my girlfriend is 5'7", and I'm half an inch taller. I went to the doctor, 5'4". It's true.
No, so I went to like the college doctor. So
Yeah.
I had to do like some stuff for them for track and field, right? I get up on the thing, and they're like 5'4". I'm like, I am not 5'4".
Yeah.
I'm like insulted, but like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna say? Fix your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What
It's
am I
like-
gonna say? Get taller.
Yeah, it's like this is a doctor's office. They should have a good like height measuring
Maybe
thing.
gravity just like
Honestly, you go to the doctor and
Sucks.
your self-esteem goes like this, and so does your height.
yeah.
Am I wrong?
I love how we just switched up so fast.
I love it
Yeah.
though. It's so good. Like I love
10% of this interview has been about Juvie.
yeah, but no.
No, I think that's good.
I've enjoyed it a lot. It's been fun.
I just love like the banter.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Knight, I can't tell if Knight loves it or not.
Oh no, I love it, dude. was that?
That was the fakest thing I've
No,
ever
here's
Imagine you
the.
saying the
No, guys. Here's
Oh,
the
no.
honest.
I
no,
love it,
Here's
dude.
the honest truth. Here's the honest truth, you guys. I'm so used to how we do ours that I'm like, okay, well, so no one's talking right now. What's he going to say next?
Yeah.
Because that's how my mind works when I'm doing mine. I'm like, okay, what question is Josh and how am I lead
Yeah.
off that? But like not being the one hosting it, I'm like, okay, like, I don't have to say anything right now.
No, he gets
Like,
really paranoid when there's a 3-second break.
I hate
in
it.
talking.
I
He
like
can't
it
have a break.
because that's how I watch podcasts. If it
Yeah.
stops, I'm done, dude. You're
Yeah.
getting clicked off of. So I
Yeah.
think
So who knows if people, based on that philosophy, it's probably who knows.
Yeah.
This might be one of the worst episodes with how much silence we've had.
it's not been that much.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. It's been good. How was it? How was it interviewing me? And I'm just like sitting like this.
I liked it.
And I-
It was great. It made me feel way more comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I already felt comfortable because we knew you.
And then
but like,
okay. I don't want to put you on the spot by any means. Feel free to share with what you want to share. Okay,
okay.
No.
Josh.
Yeah.
Guys, have you ever felt uncomfortable with a guest? / have you?
All right, so
Have you
how many
regretted-
minutes are we in just to make sure
Yeah,
how many
what-
people are watching still?
Yeah. Comment down below if you're
No.
still
Yeah.
watching at the 52-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna say any names,
We
but
won't say
of
names.
course.
We regretted at least. We regretted one
Can you
episode.
count on one hand, two hands?
How many people we've regretted recording with?
Yeah.
We can
Okay,
count.
well, there's been like 5 episodes we've never released with guests.
Dude,
Okay, so
there's
gotcha.
one we recorded which was it was just so bad.
Well, here's the thing.
we didn't record it.
I mean,
Or
have
release
you ever
it.
recorded with people that you don't know from Adam?
Say it.
Have you ever recorded with people that you do not know? Like I've seen episodes with friends, but like,
Oh yeah, no, I usually know the person.
Okay.
I mean, I've had people come up to me. Oh, you
See,
want
that's-
to
that's
podcast?
a lot of
I
our-
need,
we know
like a
like
connection.
3% of
yeah,
our,
we know like
Yeah.
3%. That's the thing is a lot of our time goes into sending out emails and DMs to
Gotcha.
people we don't know. And so, yeah, there's been episodes we regret, and some of them we've regretted after we released them, and some of them we just decide we're not going to release them.
one.
I think
How do you tell them? Like,
Well,
you
no,
spent
you
all that
don't.
time?
we don't tell them we just
because
don't.
here's the thing: most of the time when it's bad, it's because they're not interested, so they don't care.
They don't care. Yeah.
They don't think back
Ah,
about it. But you
gotcha.
know what's interesting? It's never been like a huge guest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
They
One time, we recorded with this guy who had like 25K subs. We were really excited. We thought it was gonna be a great episode. It was
Wait, take this into consideration. It's the first person we had ever recorded with that was like bigger than us.
Yeah.
kind
Okay.
of in a way.
Gotcha. You're
On
kind of like,
subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like, this is so cool. It's gonna be a great episode. The episode was so bad that when we went to take,
This is not a lie.
swear to God, when we went to take the SD card out of the Roadcaster,
It was
started smoking.
It
And
was
burned
God's
our
work.
fingers. It lit on fire in the Roadcaster.
Yeah, and so we never actually got to release it for good reason. We
Yeah.
lost it.
Like we tried to pull it out and it was just smoking.
It was-
and it was like hot to touch for like a while.
It was like
afterwards.
God doing his work. He's like, you boys are not releasing this.
Yeah. Good thing though. We
Yeah.
lost all of the footage and we were
Great.
like, okay, yeah.
But I think we've held ourselves to a standard.
Yeah.
And so, in our standards, we always try to make the next episode better. You know,
Sure.
maybe with a guest, it may not be, it depends what you look at better, performance-wise, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think we've built up the connection with our followers is they know every Saturday there's a new episode.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in their mind that Juvie's not released. We have an episode coming out on Christmas Day. It shows...
Yeah, take
shows-
that, Christmas.
Yeah.
PBS, suck it, Christmas.
Yeah, I bet Nickelodeon
Santa
doesn't have
Claus?
a podcast coming out
Yeah.
on Christmas.
Yeah, are they the #1 podcast in the North Pole?
And
I don't
Better
know.
be.
And so, yeah, I think that's why we haven't released certain episodes. But when the guest is awkward or uninterested, it makes it hard for us because we
Yeah.
care about it so much. We're
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
okay,
Like-
wasting our time.
He barely made eye contact with us the whole time. Like he was
bad,
just
dude.
looking down. He was like, didn't put in any
But it's
enthusiasm.
like,
We're
why'd you
like,
respond and say yes?
Yeah.
To
Yeah, you know who I loved? I love the spoon making guy.
Yeah, he was a cool.
I
guy.
love her
Yeah.
and Ashley Spencer, the surfer.
No,
Is that her name? What's her
Alyssa.
name? Alyssa.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Jared, it was a guy. The spoon?
No,
Spoon
no,
making
no,
was
no,
a
no, no,
dude.
no, no, no. I know the spoon.
You
was a
said
guy.
I love her and
No, 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 no. Sorry.
I knew what you
So
meant. I knew what you meant. I knew what you
Yeah.
meant.
So I love the spoon guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love him,
He was great. He sent
and
us
I love
rings.
the surfer.
Yeah, he sent us rings.
I love the surfer.
She was great.
Wait,
yeah.
Jared, how big are your fingers? Like, what size ring do you wear? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't
He has
have a
bigger
girlfriend
fingers than
or a
you do.
wife.
Okay, you have
so
bigger fingers. I mean, never mind.
I don't have
His
a
ring was too
girlfriend.
small.
My ring was
Nothing.
too
Nobody
small.
to propose to.
Okay.
Just
Jared's in his feels now.
Yeah.
Zendaya. Zendaya. It's okay.
So they hit him
We'll
up.
get back together. Tom Holland. He was a homewrecker.
Yeah.
Okay? Regardless. Yeah. No. Those are two of my favorite ones.
And why? Why was
Well,
Alyssa
because-
one of your favorites?
Because she was like so open to like the world of
That is
her.
so interesting that
Yeah.
sometimes like we consider she was a great guest,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic episode. I don't think I would consider that one of our strongest, but it's interesting as a viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because like I don't know much about surfing.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
imagine like most people don't. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like she was, like you. I mean, it also helped that you ask great questions about like
Yeah.
competitions. You ask great questions about like what that's like. Have you ever
Yeah.
doubted yourself? Stuff of that nature.
Especially
right?
being a woman in a pro sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
getting
dude,
that
she just won junior pros today.
Yeah, take that.
She's on track to be
Take
in
that.
Olympics.
getting the whole
Surfers.
story of like a woman in a male
Predominantly
prominent
sport.
a male prominent sport.
Yeah.
Getting that
crazy.
from a professional one was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I liked the spoon guy because he was just super funny and like kind.
Yeah.
And
He was a
cared.
really chill guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like sharing his process.
Yeah. He was really humble about his
Yeah.
business too.
Yeah.
Like he didn't our intro we mentioned like how much he made from spoons. He asked us like not to use that, but then he's like, no, you definitely can. So he wasn't like trying to flaunt how much money he made at
Yeah.
all. Like he was really humble about it,
Yeah.
which was great.
And I think what's interesting about us is some people take it as we're trying to brag when we talk about our numbers, but I see numbers as such a motivator.
Yeah.
I always want to know like how are your stats doing? That's what we talk about
Yeah.
all the time. And I think like obviously I don't put all of my all of my focus on how
Yeah,
that
yeah,
episode performed,
yeah.
but for me it's a big motivator.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me,
It
but
kinda
like
can
some,
grow,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Again, it's all about how you look at it. I just look at numbers in a bland term of like just how big your audience is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not looking at them like, oh, I'm bigger than you guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got more subscribers.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
shoes
yeah.
cost more than you.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? Like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
probably cost like $23. Mine are $24.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not including tax. Like those types of people
Yeah, I hate
The
it.
worst.
are annoying.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's what we kind of felt like with the guy whose episode lit on fire.
Yes. I was so close to just dropping his name, but no.
I want to so
No,
bad,
out of
but
For
respect.
there's no
reputation
need.
wise,
There's no need, yeah.
no need. He doesn't need more clout than he needs, right?
No,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
not doing well. But that's fine.
Is he not?
Yeah, okay.
I haven't checked back in on him since the day we recorded.
He just felt no urge.
Yeah.
No, we never told him. He never asked.
He never asked.
No one's episode that we've not released has not asked.
Wow.
Never. I can only remember 2 episodes we haven't released.
There's been ones we've canceled because we weren't in the right headspace and stuff like that. But
Yeah, but like I
Relationship
can.
issues.
There's
I
only
feel ya.
there's only 2 guest episodes we recorded and haven't released,
yeah.
right?
And then it's
Or
probably like
just one that's so insignificant we just can't remember.
yeah, probably one of those as well.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, no, at least for my podcast guests, I'm usually people that I'm very close with,
Yeah.
have a good story to tell, and just like generally somebody that I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I mean, John, my very first podcast, the only audio podcast, goodness sakes, only audio podcast. I mean, I love him to death, dude. I mean, he's one of my guys that I just love. You know, like his confidence is through the roof. He's always
Yeah.
been supportive of me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want to be supportive of his journey and what he's been able to do as a track athlete. And I mean, it's just kind of like a two-way street for us, you know?
Yeah, it's key to have those people in your life.
Yeah. And that's why when I first thought of the idea of a podcast, I specifically wanted to ask him. He was
Yeah.
the very first person I told,
Yeah.
and was just like, hey, like I wanted to reach out. Boom, boom, boom. Some people I've reached out, they typically are like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I
okay,
know.
cool.
Jim.
Nice.
Nice.
That was classy.
Here, take this. Camera. Ugh. There you go.
Fantastic,
I know,
fantastic.
audio listeners. I know. Maybe that's why I struggle
Yeah.
with.
I mean, if you've made it this far into the episode.
I know, but I
This
mean,
is by far the longest we've ever recorded. For.
Yeah.
we did back to back because the one
Yeah.
that we recorded.
Yeah, we just recorded a 30-minute one for hours.
41
41 minutes.
Okay.
It's okay. He's not good at math. He's homeschooled. He mentioned it. He's not.
I'm homeschooled too. At least I knew the amount.
At least you're writing a book. Nate, you got a book coming out? Is that
No,
what
I don't write.
Oh, are you not good at English either?
Or science or history. Okay.
You're good at podcast.
I mean, you completed iReady tests in 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Fool.
Is that like a world record?
Oh, probably. My
Probably.
teacher is not happy about it. She wants me to get on an academic plan. This is what I told her. Well, this is not what I
I'm
told her.
filming a podcast. I'm the number one podcast in the North
You know,
Pole.
Jared, this is what I told her. I said, I will not be doing an academic plan, but please let me know when someone beats my 7-minute record. My mom didn't let me send that, but that was my plan.
That was your plan for the plan.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't a grade 2 math. A grade average of a
No,
math score on a grade 2 level.
No,
No chance.
no, I don't know why you would say that. No, in 4th grade in reading, like, no. Obviously, iReady is broken.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was the test's fault.
It's all right. Grades don't define me.
Everything I've said is pure facts. Just saying.
Did I tell you that?
It was on your story. You posted it on your
yeah,
story.
my private knows a lot about me.
I'm just dying over here. Don't worry about me.
You just tied up a weird mummy?
He repeated what I said. He said my private story knows a lot about me.
Oh.
Is that what you said?
Did you hear what I heard?
What about if you're sitting on the couch? What about if you're sitting on the couch over there back when I was mumbling my words again? You've lost me. Bring it back, Jared. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, this is a long recording. My brain is
No, it's good.
in
It's good. It's good.
Africa right now.
I love it. It's not in Kenya?
Yeah.
Oh, is it in Kenya?
Yes. It's-
Number one body.
My brain is number 1 in Kenya right now.
Knight has shed every ounce of articles of clothing.
Dude, I have to pee right now.
There's a bottle.
It would be the realest podcast in the world if you did that.
He's only 15. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're not gonna do that. We got
Jared, on the other hand, OnlyFans.
only
He's still
friends.
20. Oh, I guess
I'm
you could be
still
18,
20.
right?
Indeed, I am.
Yep.
I'm still 5'9".
Yeah, he's
At the
20.
age of 20.
If you ask how tall Jared is, he's 20.
20.
I'm 20. Who won the War of 1812?
20.
5, actually.
Okay.
What?
Dude, the heat has gone to our heads, folks.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I just
Yeah.
wish there was every borough. I would imagine. I'm just.
I feel like Jared's just trying to make this. He's like,
Yeah, as long as possible.
The sign we talked about in the first
Yeah.
3 minutes.
This needs to change. This has got to be the realest podcast. On your set. Imagine how I shipped that all the way here.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
dedication. I'd be
Funny how
literally
us talking about how this is the longest recording ever and we're dying of heat, and Jared's like, this
It's
poster.
I'd literally feel in the same boat as you. I'd be taking down my set to re-put it up at a different location, to then take it down and put it up in a different location.
Yeah.
Like you guys did.
Guys, if you're still watching, you're a real one.
Josh, someone is going to eventually like take clips from this and like piece it together. You want to know a funny story? This can wrap this up, okay?
I still got one more question.
Okay,
Don't
you
worry.
ask your question.
yeah.
You're not hearing the story. Let's go.
No. Go.
We had this. So we've gotten a little bit of hate. A little bit.
Just a bit.
And so this guy decided to, he's like probably 20 years old, 20, 25. And he's has an accent. I'm assuming Sweden. And this is real. This happened yesterday. And he basically.
Is
Funny.
this recent?
Oh, no, yesterday. He basically he took a bunch of clips from our podcast, put it together to make us sound unintelligent. He put this voice effect on it to make our voices sound really high pitched.
They sped it up like a
Sped it
ton.
up and put it in black and white, add his own music. And then he ends with, so we were talking about, he pieced it together, which makes us sound stupid.
Yeah.
But I couldn't care less. But he's like, this is why, you want to know why teenagers in this day and age are so useless to society? Wait, no, frick, I messed it up. What did he say?
I can't remember.
Okay, his point was, he's like, you want to know the only thing that teenagers contribute to being in this society? Being completely useless.
Yeah.
That was his intro.
No, that was the end.
That was his main
So
point.
he played our clip and then like tried to roast us or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, you are almost double my age, sitting at your home studio with 5,000 followers, roasting teenagers.
Yeah.
I need to find. We
Even
need to
though-
watch this video after.
Even though the message he was saying that we were saying is literally not what even we
Oh,
said.
no, that's the thing. It's like,
yeah.
it was all over the place. Anyways, what's your question, Jared? I just had to get out the story.
Here's with Jared.
This is,
Oh, well, you're not getting... Dude, I have
please,
to pee.
Mom. No, you're fine.
So there was this
You got
mom.
5 minutes.
So we posted a clip on TikTok of us being like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be like as famous as Kim Kardashian because she has to, like when she goes on holiday, she has to wait a couple weeks to post her pictures because people would just like be there immediately.
storm the.
So then there's a lady on TikTok, a mother of 6 kids, was like, don't worry, sweetie, you'll never make it there.
I was like, okay.
I love it when like adults,
Yeah.
like 30s to 40s are like,
Yeah. Like go nurse your
shaming
infant
people.
child.
Yeah, like shaming people for anything. Like these people,
Yeah.
like it's the funniest thing. I find it super funny.
Oh, no, same, yeah. It's,
Your toddler just broke your sunglasses. Go check on that. Like, stop commenting on my post.
Regardless, I'm gonna ask 3 questions, but it's all similar, the same question. Okay.
2 hours later.
Night.
Yes.
Who is Night Norona?
This guy.
This guy.
Is this like supposed to go deep, Jared?
Who are you, Night Norona?
Well, my name's Knight, 15 years old. I like doing podcasts. Is this like supposed to go somewhere where I'm not connecting the dots, Jared?
You can go a little deep. You can go a little deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, are you trying to like get me to say something I haven't said?
No.
Like, do you feel like you don't know me?
No. I feel like I do know you.
Is this your final question?
He's checking
Yes.
to see if you know yourself enough to say
Yes.
it out loud.
I don't know. I don't really know how to define myself. Like, are you looking for me like to compare myself to someone?
No.
I don't know. I
Compare
don't know.
yourself to somebody.
I had a great
who-
question. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
you
I'm
still
I think,
pondering?
Yeah, well, I think I'm figuring. I think I'm still so young. I'm 15. I don't think I've come into my full. I don't know. I
Final
think.
form.
Yeah, I think every single day I'm still trying to figure it out because me, 8 months ago was a completely different person. But yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure it out. I think that's good. I think that's okay.
Josh. Same question, except who is Josh Altamura?
Josh is a chef and
Oh.
Go deeper.
a boyfriend.
Loving boyfriend, caring boyfriend.
I'd say so. What am I?
Why is this question so hard?
It's hard to.
'Cause I feel like I never like think about like what like you're asking what am or who am I?
Not what you are.
Is this
I
what you
am-
ask every guest at the end? Oh,
I am a being made of 70% water and the rest is blood and bones and muscle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jared, does anyone ever flip the tables on you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not one to be the second one to do it, so it's
okay.
fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think my overall answer to your question is I'm still trying to figure it out. Because I don't think I can. I don't think I actually ever will be able to put who is Knight because I think I'm always changing
Yeah.
and evolving and figuring out who I am, because I actually believe that no one, like, I don't think there's ever a point in your life where I'm like, oh, okay, now I know who I am.
Yeah.
Because I feel like any lesson comes with you figuring out. Like, I think the podcast has taught me so much about myself, because I've been put on a platform where I speak my ideas, and like me 8 months ago would have been terrified to do that.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, with every challenge, I think I've slowly figured out, like, oh, okay, you're actually good at this.
Yeah.
This, like, I already might not be your thing. That type thing.
Yeah.
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 So my final question is, who is Juvie?
Juvie is a multi.
No, we got to be real about this
A
one.
multi-glunk functional business corporation conglomerate.
To be real, because I have to pee.
Because the
I think
podcast.
something that we don't maybe mention all the time, and I think Juvie itself is a mindset.
Yeah.
The mindset of Juvie is reversing the stereotype, and I think that kind of can play in different situations. Because obviously, right now we're teenagers; we won't be teenagers in a few years, and so I think Juvie will always be reversing the stereotype. And so I think it's a mindset that we were using in our daily life, and we've put a name to it. And I think we've put it on a platform where we can share it with people.
Yeah. So it's not just, we don't just make videos, we like make, what am I trying to say? We aren't just trying to inspire people, we're trying to help people find who they are in their age, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, even when we're not teenagers anymore, when it's adults or when it's, I don't know, past that, trying to help people realize that what they are can be way more. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
I'm just nodding my head because I understand.
Yeah.
Trying to make the moment special
Yeah.
because Knight has to go pee.
I'm good.
Oh, it's just flushed.
No, I still
He
pee.
sucked it back up.
Did that answer your question, Juan?
Yes. Yes.
Great.
Some people do struggle with this question. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think, but I think it's because I didn't actually have an answer. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't.
and that's-
I'd have to say the same thing as
Yeah.
Knight.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
working
but I
on it.
think for Juvie we have an answer for you. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what's exciting is no one knows what's coming next for Juvie. And I don't
Yeah.
think we do either. But it's going to expand it way more than I think we've expected and what other people
Yeah.
expect.
100%.
Season 2, 2022.
Season 2, baby.
Gonna be
That's how
crazy.
we do it.
Yeah.
Gonna be wild.
That's the end of the podcast, Nationers. Thank you so much, both of you guys, for
Wait, hold
letting me
on.
on your set.
Let me do your outro. 077 peace.
Oh, we're
Peace.
Wait, hold on. I did it wrong. Keep going.
hold on. I'll give you a cue.
Okay.
Give you
Yeah.
a cue. But regardless, I just want to say thank you guys so much for letting me use your set.
Of course.
Of course.
Thanks for
Helping
coming up.
everything with the extreme bingo. That
Yeah.
video's out now. It was released
go.
yesterday, so make sure to go check that out.
Do it.
And go check out JUVY
Yeah.
Podcast. Where can they find you on social media?
All platforms. Just search the word Juvie.
JUVY Podcasts on YouTube, Spotify.
Well, it's
Apple
cool if
Podcasts.
we tell them they can just search Juvie.
Yeah,
It
you
does
will
come
find
up.
it if you say JUVY.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you guys again. To all those watching and listening, thank you guys. Remember to turn that subscribe button from red to gray.
Yeah.
Boom. I
Exactly.
feel like you have to wear that like
I know. I'm gonna have to wear it for a few episodes.
That's your
now.
YouTube
Yeah.
outfit now.
This is my YouTube outfit.
And now it's your thing is just
Turn
make
it-
sure to go sweater to sweats for me.
Exactly.
love it.
Racks to riches, baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys again so much for viewing, listening, subscribing. Yeah, remember to hit that subscribe button.
Do
Hit
it.
that red to gray. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Banner right there. 077.
077. Peace.